Hi there. Thank you for joining me for some quiet ASMR time together. I thought we would take this opportunity to continue with this delightful black and white portrait book of film stars of the 50s. And compare the styles and the lighting, makeup and hair. This is a 1954 of Kay Kendall and of course Rita Hayworth. From the film Affair in Trinidad. Very glamorous. I hope you are okay, and I hope this helps in any way that you need. This is a very stylized picture, the short hair of Tab Hunter in 1955 for Warner Brothers, and with his beautiful pearl necklace in this floral gown is Ginger Rogers with a very deep lip colour that really suited her. Taken in 1952. I like the way the light shines down onto his face there. Almost looks quite contemporary. This shot has been completely simplified by him not wearing anything on the top half and just displaying his strong shoulders and his jawline. And of course the actor is Rock Hudson. Very moody type of shot, and yet very elegant, I think. It was taken in 1951 and was a publicity shot for Iron Man. On the contrasting page, a very sensual shot, I think, with this top with one shoulder being laid bare and her glancing over that shoulder, displaying this long neckline, dressed and adorned with an earring just so we can see the one, and the hair tucked behind her ear, and the light just coming in of Sid Charisse. Taken in 1953 for MGM. Now here we have the light coming down onto Tony Curtis, from the film The Son of Ali Baba. Quite structured with his arm on his hip, a strong glare to one side, quite dark down this side of his face, creating the mood of the photo. And where we saw Rock Hudson a moment ago, here he is now in the publicity shot with Piper Laurie, with her gazing down past Rock Hudson, her hair adorned and jewels dripping off her ears, the crossover dress, and the background kept very simple, so the focus is on the two actors. And this shot was taken in 1953 for the film The Golden Blade. Now this actress I am not personally familiar with. She may be. It's Pier Angeli. I may have pronounced that incorrectly. If I have, I apologise. From 1953 for MGM. A very casual shot with the strawaway background and the wheel. And across the page, it is a delightful shot. It almost feels like a very familiar shot of Clark Gable, very confident, with his arm on his hips, I think in mid-speech possibly, for the MGM film Magambo in 1953. On this next page, we have Esther Williams in 1951, perched tentatively with the light coming down and around. Quite a formal set hairstyle and makeup for the film MGM, and it was for the publicity shot of the Texas Carnival. The wonderful Debbie Reynolds is in between two very large umbrellas or parasols. Dots are playing. In this cheeky fun shot in a swimsuit to, I imagine, portray the beach. Lovely warm smile, a simple backdrop to showcase the scene itself in 1953. fun shot, and I like the way the backdrop is completely dark, so we can clearly see Virginia Mayo. The leg elongated to these wonderful, delightful slippers. That, I actually remember my grandmother having something similar in black with a fluffy bit at the front. Very glamorous, but simplified with a boyfriend pyjama top and holding the candle. From the film, she's back on Broadway. Now really across to the other page, it's quite an alluring shot with Ava Gardner in 1952. Again, the legs stretched there and the legs stretched there, perched, very sophisticated makeup look and hair and glamorous earrings, with the clothes just draping gently down her side into the floor. Very glamorous shot. In previous videos that I've done, I've covered a Marilyn Monroe book. So if you like Marilyn Monroe, please feel free to find the videos that I did, which were full of delightful pictures of her, as are these two. Contrasting in style. One with, as you can see, the black background to simply highlight the beautiful Marilyn Monroe in her lace, made up. Quite a youngish picture, I would say, of Marilyn Monroe in 1952. And opposite, a white background with a hairstyle probably more resonant of how we recognise the icon Marilyn Monroe, with her makeup, the eyes, the mascara, all the lashes, the beauty spot, and that iconic smile. Simple and elegant. This was taken in 1952 for 20th Century Fox. This is a nice fun shot, completely lit up with the three ladies. Marilyn Monroe, Lauren Bacall and Betty Grable, 1953. It's fun, it's cheeky, and it's from the set and the publicity shot for How to Marry a Millionaire. I love the flow of the dresses of the 1950s with all of these petticoats. And the heels there. A very fun shot. And a real power shot from Sherry North in 1954 for Living It Up, and I think the photo really reflects that. The white background, the lighting more on this side, and the statement. Taken in 1954. This is a nice, genuine, relaxed smile, taken with a simple backdrop once again. A casual country western style shirt and jacket of William Holden in 1952 for Paramount. Almost, if you just took his face, it could be any decade, I think. Over on the opposite page, the dimple, it's Kirk Douglas, of course, taken in 1951 for Paramount. Nice dark bit there and a simple background, but it really is his face that is the focal point. And iconic. Now here we have two very familiar faces that I consider, in my personal opinion. Lucio Ball, 1953, with that just very familiar look that she had, with the hair set as it is and pulled back at the sides, drawing away from the beautifully made up eyes, lips and nails for MGM. And across the page, the delightful Doris Day in 1953. So the sweet styled hair coming in with the earrings, that very recognisable sweet smile and demure sweet dress sense. Quite a contrast to a lot of the stars of that decade. This would be an example of that. A very alluring shot of, again, I'm not familiar myself with this actor, Mamie Van Doren. Apologies again if I pronounced that incorrectly. Taken for Universal in 1954, but the glamorised hair roll inwards and outwards, the soft, alluring eye makeup, but again, the heavy lip. But what I like about it is this background is soft, it has a sheenness to it. almost creates its own natural glow on her, which is in contrast to this really quite dark picture of Anne Blythe of MGM in 1953. It's dark, it's moody, I wouldn't say sinister, but it just feels dark. With the 4 candelabras, she's in black. You can hardly see down that side of her face. Again, very set hairstyle, made up beautifully. But you can almost feel something in that picture too. The pain almost. And I think this reflects it well. There we are. 2 again, very familiar, iconic faces. On this side is Humphrey Bogart, with him just glancing upwards, just to one side and up. A simple backdrop, the jacket, the dicky bow, quite a formal dress, but too formal. Almost capturing his style, taken in 1952 for 20th Century Fox. I do feel his face almost tells his own story. It's got something about it. And here, the light just directly behind Stuart Granger, with his typically slicked back hairstyle, the tanned face in contrast to the white or light shirt that he's wearing, relaxed, confident. For MGM, this was taken. Two pretty feminine photos again. I like the rattan style chair that Anita Ekberg is sitting in. This was taken in 1955. Adorned with bangles. Quite mellowed. She has also a beauty spot, like Marilyn Monroe. Taken from Warner Brothers. And really quite a delightful shot of Anne Bancroft that I believe I relate to her more from the film later on, The Graduate, when she played Mrs. Robinson. I think I've got that correct. So this to me seems a particularly young shot of her in 1952, taken for 20th Century Fox for the film Don't Bother to Knock. And she's kind of just leaning on the table. It's not exactly clear where she is, because on first glance I actually thought she was by a bath, but that accentuates her very delicate, elegant neck, draping down, which is in contrast to the very heavy bangles that she's got on there. But a lovely, beautiful made-up face looking into the light there, with the sheen across her cheeks. Let's have just a couple more. Two very dark pictures with Rita Hayworth dancing in this shot for so long. Leg elongated, a leg going down. The flow of her dress, the sheerness, you can feel the movement. A little bit of light that's shining on her to highlight her away from this dark backdrop. And simply the silhouette in white of Lana Turner in 1955. Very elegant, and the flow again. There must be a breeze coming in for her dress to be flowing like it is. Beautiful long arms. Taken in 1955. Let's have two more. Two wonderful ones to finish on this video, and then we'll continue the others in another video. So here we have Jeff Chandler, 1953, a strong photo, the boxing gloves, the light that comes up, which highlights this very chiselled jawline. But again, if we took it off, we possibly wouldn't know what decade we were in. But this was taken in 1953. And on the opposing page there, very recognisable Elizabeth Taylor, taken in 1953 for the Elephant Walk. The drape from her arms to her dress, the jewel around her arm, beautiful dress, the backless, and just leading up to the jewels at her ears, and the very beautiful hair and made up face. I hope that you've enjoyed this relaxing time together, going page by page through these delightful 1950s portraits. And we still have lots more to see. Please take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. And I'll see you again very soon.